Hello, Bellevue Dragons and students who are tuning in throughout RPS. Welcome to Mindful Moments with Mrs. Harris and Kobe. Say hello, Kobe. Mindful Moments is my new way of doing classroom guidance. Boys and girls, since I can't visit you in your homeroom since we're out of school, I'll be visiting you virtually for your classroom guidance lessons. This way, we get to stay in contact with one another, and you get to learn about all of those wonderful topics that we used to talk about, and you can continue to become the best you. Before we jump into our mindful moment topic for today, I'd like to take a moment to talk to you about some of the changes that you may be experiencing. So boys and girls, you may be wondering why places like schools, malls, and the playground are closed. Those types of places are closed to keep you safe and healthy and to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. One of the best ways to prevent the spread of the virus is to stay away from large groups of people, where you might find in a school, at a mall, or on the playground. Other ways of staying safe and healthy include doing things like washing your hands frequently, eating healthy foods, and also getting plenty of rest. Which brings us to today's mindful moment. Today's mindful moment is all about self-care. Who can tell me what self-care means? While you think about that, I'm going to switch to another screen and we'll find out a little bit more. So, boys and girls, the last question that I asked you is, what is self-care? If you think you know what self-care means, give me a thumbs up. If you're not quite sure, but you think you may know, give me a sideways thumb. And if you have no idea what self-care is, give me a downwards thumb. Okay, well, self-care refers to taking care of yourself. Everyone point to yourself and make a heart like this. We do self-care because we love ourselves. Let's find out a little bit more about self-care. What is self-care? Self-care is taking care of yourself. Self-care involves your physical, social, emotional, and mental health. We talked a little bit about physical self-care, things like taking care of yourself by washing your hands, getting plenty of rest, and eating nice, healthy meals. But self-care also involves social, emotional, and mental health. Boys and girls, you might not know what those words mean, but that's okay. We're about to learn about them together. How can I practice self-care? You can practice self-care 3 different ways. You can practice it by being physically healthy, mentally and emotionally healthy, and socially healthy. And we'll talk about each one of those areas. First of all, self-care means caring for your physical health. One way to care for your physical health is to keep your bodies clean. We can keep our bodies clean by taking showers and baths each day and by brushing our teeth each day. We can also care for our physical health by exercising our bodies. So boys and girls, although we're not in school right now, you can still exercise your body by going outside for a walk, or perhaps you like to do a little dance party at home, or perhaps you like to do something like yoga. We can also nourish our bodies by eating healthy foods and drinking plenty of water. One last example for caring for our physical health is by making sure that we get enough rest each day. Now, boys and girls, while we're home from school, you might be tempted to stay up late watching TV or playing video games, but remember, it's still important that you get at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night. So now let's take a moment to talk about caring for our mental and our emotional health. Our mental health refers to keeping our mind nice and healthy. Everyone point to your mind. And our emotional health means making sure that we are in touch with our emotions and that we understand and acknowledge our feelings. One way that we can care for our mental and our emotional health is to set and reach for goals. One goal that you might have while we're away from school is completing the homework packet and the work packet that your teacher gave you on the last day of school. Another goal that you might set for yourself is to read one chapter out of one of your special or your most favorite books. Another way for you to practice mental and emotional health is to be creative. Do you like to dance or sing or draw or paint? You can do those things to practice mental and emotional health. One way for you to practice emotional health and stay in touch with your feelings is to write in a journal each day. Another example of staying mentally and emotionally healthy is to listen to music. And boys and girls, don't forget to ask for help. Maybe you have questions about things that are going on right now, or maybe you have questions about the work that you're completing. Please be sure to reach out to your parents or loved ones if you ever have questions. And now, boys and girls, caring for our social health is also important. Now that we are home from school for the rest of the year, this is an excellent time to spend time with your loved ones. And boys and girls, although you might not be able to see your friends as often as you used to when we were in school, you can still communicate with them. You can speak with them on the cell phone, FaceTime them, or message them. And lastly, boys and girls, you can also play together with your family, friends, and loved ones. What's your favorite game? So boys and girls, those are all of the things that we can do to take care of ourselves. Now let's do a little quick self-assessment. Which of the things that we discussed are you already doing every day? Do you clean your body and your teeth every day? Maybe you make it a point to exercise every day. Or maybe you make sure that you're careful about what you eat. You don't eat a lot of junk food, but you eat healthy things and you drink plenty of water. Now let's take a few moments to discuss those things that you're doing at least a few times a week. You might not do them every day, but you do them sometimes throughout the week. Perhaps you like to listen to or create music. Perhaps you're being creative a few times a week. You're making some wonderful art projects or creating things. Or maybe you're spending time with your family and loved ones. Awesome, boys and girls. You did a wonderful job today. Thank you so much for learning about self-care. Now let's take one little last assessment. If you know what self-care is, give me a thumbs up. If you're not quite sure, a thumbs down. And if you think you might have an idea, give me that sideways thumb. Okay, boys and girls, remember that self-care is taking care of yourself physically, socially, emotionally, and mentally. And remember that we take care of ourselves because we love ourselves. Boys and girls, you were a great audience today. And I want to give you one last challenge before we leave. I want you to think about all of those ways that we talked about taking care of yourself physically, socially, emotionally, and mentally. I want you to select one or two areas where you feel that you could improve. And I want you to make that your goal to improve those areas. Perhaps you realize after our time today that you need to spend more time making sure that you get proper rest at night. Or maybe you decided that you need to eat healthier foods, or maybe you decided that you need to get more exercise. Pick one or two of those things and make it a goal to improve them. All right, boys and girls, we had a great time today. I look forward to getting an update on your progress when we meet again. Say goodbye, Kobe. Boys and girls, Have a great rest of your day.